And that's how Mike and I discovered it.
But I think what we had talked about last time is that we kind of agreed that, I mean, legally, yes, you could go back and assess $1,000 for every year since you enacted that ordinance, that it wasn't paid. That wouldn't make sense in the scheme of things. So we were trying to at least be fair and say, okay, we're all in agreement. Us, the property owner, no penalty. Let's just make it from this point forward. Everything is now correct and consistent. So the $1,000 is what we were looking to do.
He has no problem. I'll just tell him more and bring money.
All right, that's settled then.
Yeah. Make a motion on that.
You make a motion?
Yeah.
All right, I'll second the motion.
What's the report in here?
The motion is that he has to update to a rental property, pay the $1,000 fee with no penalty fees. Okay?
Yeah, pay the $1,000 no penalty fees, right?
Correct.
All right.
Persing.
Yes.
Snyder.
Yes.
Bartello.
I recuse myself from the vote.
Troop.
Yes.
Ister.
Yes. And Joe, Mr. Fisher said he's looking for you. Apparently there's some money owed. Joe, you have a satellite dish ordinance?
Yes, you all had a copy of this, the satellite dish ordinance sample from other communities. I'm just looking to try and get something really just that's going to have people take down the old satellite dishes when they're not in use any longer. We can't stop them from putting satellite dishes out because of the FCC rules, but we are able to, when they're not functional any longer, to require them to come down off the roof or whatever. So it was just something I wanted to discuss with these guys, see if they're in favor of pursuing it, then I'll work on coming up with an ordinance to present to the council, but I just want to make sure before I waste my time on it.
How would you know? My question. How would you know that they're not active?
Well, you check into it. I don't know. When you see a house that has 75 of them on the front porch,
No, I know.
you check into it and you find out.
Saying,
Well, I mean, if I wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at it, I'd have to look into it. Yeah.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, door to door.
Yeah.
He's good at going to houses, checking things out too on people. Things out.
If I'm not mistaken, though, what you're basically looking at is something's going to trigger your investigation, and that is you're going to see more than one or two on a building. And logic's going to say, like the one on North 4th Street, 6 is probably not likely for a double. To be logical, you don't normally need 6 on the front of a house. So that prompts then a check.
Yeah.
Kevin, what did, and Jim, you
You did that last time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Talk about that last time.
You guys actually tried to pass something years ago and it didn't get.
Well, Mark Wolf tried to pass it, you had to buy a permit to install them, which was illegal.
Oh,
Yeah, we checked it out because we saw that one place up there, like NASA North Gym.
Yeah.
One time, yeah, but
Well, they don't take them away when you stop using them. I don't understand that myself, but I know when people are done using them, you know, the next guy who's in rental, they put a brand new one up. I don't know why they can't use the same one over, but they don't do
You
it.
can. They just.
well, when I took mine down and went back to cable, they had to ship mine back. They sent me a box and they put it and ship it back to them. That wasn't direct TV, so I don't understand why they're not doing that to the rest of the people.
I know at least 2 people that they told them to leave it right where they just gave a new one for the new property.
I made a mistake. Yeah.
So I don't know what the. But anyway, getting the ones that aren't any good now, I'm just not sure how you're going to do it, but.
I'll just put something together then and bring it to another council meeting.
Okay.
Can I make a comment?
Certainly helps. I think so.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment. I think part of, I read the proposed our ordinance for another community. The key is, too, is that we're a little bit behind the times, like in the sense that all these are just going up wherever, all over town, and like they can put 2 or 3 right on a front porch. Whereas if we could pass a guideline that would say you should put them, it is preferred that you put them on the back half of your property unless they can't get good signal there. There's some justified reason they can't put them on the back of the property. It really is pretty unsightly what we have at this point in the community. And a lot of them, you see a property with 2 on the front porch and the unit's vacant. You know, you can tell, you know, it's condemned or something like that. And it just creates a lot of...
We still have to figure out, you're going to have to come up with some way that we can enforce it, Joe. That's going to be the problem.
Yeah.
That'll give you something to do.
That includes the problem right for itself. If the property is vacant, you know as well as we do, we work every day trying to find homeowners. And, you know, a good example is mortgages change companies day. Right. You know, like bounce from one to another to another to another. I just don't know.
And we can't take them down.
It was a vacant property.
We can't be taking them down, or we create holes in the roof, that's the next thing, somebody will sue us for damage inside their house.
Right.
But we'll see if Joe can come up with a way to enforce it. But you're right, with the vacant property who's sitting there for years, that sounds like there's going to be sitting right there with it. Mr. Snyder, Penn, not you. Robert Snyder. Penn Valley Airport.
Well, as you know, I represent the city of Sunbury at Penn Valley Airport, and many, many good things have happened there over the past few years. Heritage Aviation has brought the whole airport to a brand new level. We've expanded the landing field, just expanded the overall operation. Many businesses that are tied to this community are using that as their home base. Wise being one of the big ones with their jet there. Sunbury Textile Mills. You look over to Furman and other businesses that are in on a daily basis. It's used quite heavily. The city for the past 5 years has contributed $2,100 per year in a 5-year commitment. The federal government, in their ever-increasing ways to squeeze out more money, has asked us or forced us to double the commitment from our sponsor cities while still giving us the same amount. In other words, it was a 5% paid back from whatever you gave. Now it's 10%. So if you would be so kind as to consider going from the $2,100 a year to $4,200 a year, that would still only keep us at the current level that we're getting. So while it is a doubling of the amount, it actually doesn't double our amount. It just keeps us status quo. We'd actually respectfully ask that you would consider, like some towns are doing, at 50 cents per population, so approximately 5,000 a year to 10,000 population. But if you would at least double it to take it to the 4,200, that would allow us to continue to get our FAA money and the other airport grants that are afforded us by being involved with the city. I also remind you that you are part owner. By doing this, you are part owner of that facility, and it's really a tremendous economic boon to this valley. So I respectfully ask that on behalf of the board of directors of Penn Valley Airport. Are there any questions that you would have?
Do we have an airport or airplane down there? Do we have our ownership in it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Come down, we'll go flying. I'm the pilot. That's the problem.
That's a problem.
You have to fly with me.
So this must be Obama's fault then?
Yeah, of course.
Well, as Todd mentioned, he just passed out some things, so I would suggest that we'll put it in the budget, and hopefully it's there by the time we get done passing the budget.
And I did, but give you supporting information showing economic impact studies and the like. I mean, there's tremendous, we all got the aviation impact study. I mean, it really clearly spells out the amount of money that you don't realize that does come back to the community through such an asset.
What did you do, Bob, when you extended the runway clearly a lot longer than it was? Did that double it, triple it, make an impact at all or not?
Oh yeah, it allows us to bring in much larger aircraft. However, we have had some problems with clearing of trees that has eliminated us from the larger aircraft because of an eminent domain issue with two property owners. It's taken much, much longer than we expected. But yeah, it really changed.
It did increase somewhat.
Right, and also nighttime, the glide slope totally changed for a different way in at night for the instrument landings. We were able to come in a different way, which made it much more friendly for the pilots to land. Therefore, making more people decide to land there and fuel, because the approach glide slopes changed when we extended the runway. So that was definitely worth it. Plus the airport, I don't know if you've been over, but it's just great inside. We also brought in a rental car. We're doing a lot of things. We just had an air show. This year was a static air show with several thousand people attended it. A lot of action happened down there. And the city of Sunbury is right there named in it, right, part of it. So it really is a good thing.
What is it, when I say to talk about growth and bringing people in, you have to have access, all the access you can, and then clearly.
You'd be surprised how many businesses land there on a daily basis to come in and have meetings with our various companies in the city. Bimbo Bakery that's now here comes in. And, of course, Sunbury Textiles, and Wise has their jet there. Bolus from the environmental people, Minuteman, they're using that as a base. Life Flight is in and out quite regularly for fuel. And so there's a lot of things happening that do impact very positively on the community.
Okay. Thank you for your input.
Thank you for your time.
202 Washington Ave.
As Mr. Miller knows, in the neighborhood up there, the house is set. Looks fantastic. It'll be continuing on. He'll be making an announcement when the open house is. And we'll go for bids.
You're still looking at $150,000 though?
We're going to put up for bids. We're waiting for the contractor for the next couple of
Because all
days.
the cost estimates in the code office look like it's more like $175,000, not $150,000.
I want to make a difference this weekend. That's what it is.
Thank you, Kevin. And Joe, I'll make sure that the house numbers are 4 inches, at least 4 inches.
Yeah, please.
I got that memo when I changed my house numbers.
Okay, good.
I'm glad you're on top of that.
It's about time.
You're doing a hell of a good job chasing house numbers down.
We could just get you to follow ordinances, that'd be great.
Yeah. You know, I can tell you what you...
Okay. We're going to, the way this is working out is the contractor's going to give us in the next couple of days, as you see. There was people that left this morning to go to work, and there was a basement in the ground, and there's now a house sitting on top of it. So it's a great day for the city of Sunbury, it clearly is. And get a chance of, well, it'll be dark to go up there tonight, but get a chance to go up tomorrow to take a look at it. But the goal is when we get the finished state inside, and we're going to have an open house. I don't know, I still didn't make those hot dogs, maybe I'll make them for the open house.
Wait a minute, you don't make hot dogs.
Oh, wait, we're Bob up to make hot dogs.
One way, that's much better than yours.
Oh.
But the goal, all right, now we're getting off subject. The goal is to have the open house, then we will have an auction after that, and that's how we're going to sell it. So that's what we've determined to leave the best way to do it through the redevelopment authority. So you will hear more information about that when we get the date. We want to make sure it's going to be done. We don't want to have an open house and have something not done in the house. So again, I think it's a great day for City of Sunbury, and we look forward to doing more of this in the very near future. Any questions on that?
One quick question. Todd, position which is coming up in your department. Are you going to take in going ads for applications?
Correct. For those that don't know, Brenda Fogelman, within our department, has actually accepted a position with the local school district. In the interim, she'll be working on a part-time basis to continue to kind of support her function. What we will be doing is advertising basically for a new position to basically replace her, but we want to make sure we take time and do it right and get the right person in there. So that'll be advertised here in the coming days. I'll be getting together with Terry and finalizing job description information for the ad shortly.
What is the last day, Tom?
Friday. This Friday.
Yeah, that's her last day full-time. Was actually this week, but she'll be continuing to work as needed to support what we're doing. So the good news is that she's not letting us dry. What's that?
In the office or out of the office?
She'll be working out of the office remotely.
Well, you know, this is a busy time of year with budget and also taxes being paid. And we're going to be wanting to get down there. I think we should have this as quickly as possible to get that filled.
Again, I don't think it's worth hasty decision to bring a body in and talking with basically the team. You know, everybody seems, at least at this point, as if we're going to be able to support it. The key is to bring the right person in, so we'll take our time on advertising and securing the right person for the job.
Okay, she's working out of the office. Is that a good idea? I mean, being that being the treasurer's office?
We got to remember.
She's going to be working online or what?
Correct. She'll be doing the majority of the job remotely, as it stands right now, which again, she's still staying on board as a part-time employee, so it's not as if she is leaving us and coming back in as a consultant. So she'll be doing the work remotely. It's all computer, whether she's sitting at her desk formally or whether she's sitting at it remotely doesn't much matter. It's just as secure either way. So honestly, I'm not worried about it. In this modern age, a lot of people telecommute every day for very important jobs, and this is no different.
Okay, just ask the time. Just
Yep.
ask everybody.
Yep.
Well, in the interim, if you need help collecting money or anything, I mean, we have Cheryl
And I think at least to have an extra set of
Share.
hands. Exactly.
When it's busy.
We have a huge mailing coming
I got
up.
20 digits.
We can share.
Yeah, I mean, Cheryl had offered that when I talked with her the other day, and again, we have good people who are willing to help each other out a little bit here over the next couple of weeks. And then after that, once we get the right person in the job, we'll be all set.
Fantastic.